Hi there, my little friend.
Oh my goodness. Hello. How are you today, Jen Ponton?
I'm doing pretty dang well. How you doing, Lillian Bustle?
Pretty dang. Same. Good. Yeah.
Hooray. How's all that lime crime in your hair?
Oh, it's great. It was so funny. I was telling Jen, and I'm doing this for the video, just so you can see. I usually henna my hair, and then I put some kind of temporary dye on top of it. Now, there are probably people out there that are peeing in their pants right now because you've been told that you're not supposed to use dye with henna, and you're not supposed to use ammonia and bleach and stuff like that with henna, which, by the way, I also do. But anyway, I henna my hair, which coats the shaft. It makes my hair nice and bouncy, and then I do something that's a little less brassy on top of it. And I do need to do that because my roots are messed up. But I was able to get I got at least another 3 more days now because I used the fuchsia conditioner. And I like how the conditioner leaves my hair too. So it's real shiny. It covers my roots up just enough that I don't feel like I look a little witchy sometimes, which is not a bad thing. It's just not what I'm going for currently.
Sure.
And I feel, anyway, it's nice. I feel a little more myself. And
that's delightful.
It took 3 to 5 minutes instead of 4 to 8 hours.
Oh my God. 4 to 8 hours?
I never leave it on that long. I leave it on like 4.
God. I have to tell you, post putting the purple in my hair.
Yes.
I am so over the moon that I never hennaed to red because my hair just looks better on the lighter spectrum.
Yeah, I would say so.
It just does.
Well, even when you had the red wig in Franny, it was still like strawberry blondie parody.
Yeah. Right. Which was it was like Julianne Moore red, which is
yes,
bold color, but like the only thing that would agree with my overall very ghostly tone.
Ghostly. Yeah, I have a hard time when things go too brassy. So I can do like a day or 2 before I tone it down, but reds that are too orange, whether it's lipstick or my hair, it just doesn't work. I have too many blue undertones. It's not.
Well, you're a winter, right? You're like
I've never had that done, but I don't really. Well, I don't. I know what colors I look good in, and I'm not interested in trying to wear other colors anymore. So
yeah,
I really can't.
Right. I'm tired of pushing that.
Don's mom's sister was like, "Oh, we have to do that." And I was like, "If you think it's fun, but like, if you somehow wake up and it turns out that what I should be wearing is like turquoise all the time, I'm not going to because I don't like it. I like browns, I like purples, I like reds, I like grays. I don't want to wear yellow ever, and there's shades of green I can't wear. I can do whatever I want. I just prefer not to.
That's very funny. I'm wearing yellow right now.
I know, you look so good in yellow.
I'm wearing a yellow cardigan with my little banana dress.
So good in yellow. Oh, I bet it looks crazy great with that banana dress.
It's cute. I mean, it's especially on camera, it's fine. Although I will say in regular sunlight, the bananas are too bright and my cardigan is too mustard.
Oh.
But,
well,
if ifs and buts were candy.
You just have to take it all off then.
Oh, well.
That's the rule.
Did I sign that? Probably.
It's one of those. There's one of those signs up outside your house that's like, if you choose to be in this area, you're consenting to being naked.
Like man on street interviews.
Exactly.
Welcome to All the Fucks.
This is our podcast. All the Fucks.
This is all the fucks, every single one.
And it is our podcast.
I get to do it with my friend Lillian Bustle.
I get to do it with my friend Jen Ponton.
And every week, and sometimes most days in a week, we talk at length about all of the ushy, gushy, gooey, irky, hurt.
Yeah.
Like, all of those feelings that just fill and ruminate in a very sensitive, empathetic, tender person, such as ourselves.
Simmering Lots of simmering.
Everything is simmering. Everything's marinating. It's all slow cookers. It's all emotional slow cookers.
Yes, but also sometimes pressure cookers.
Sometimes it's an Instant Pot.
Sometimes it's hibachi.
Girl, let me tell you, it's always a pressure cooker with me. Hey!
Steam heat.
It is. I have so much rage.
Oh, no.
I do. Most people have no idea.
No, that's been a delight getting to know you because we've always snarked together. I mean, you can't work retail and not snark with people. But, yeah, I know. I didn't know, like, the amount of marvelous, sparkly, righteous indignation that is inside of you or
hey,
resentment.
would you like to know some... Oh, God, so much of all of those.
Oh, we should do an episode on grudges sometime. I'm going to try to write that down. Wait, have we, though? Have we talked about that kind of thing?
Nope, we have not.
Nope.
Nope. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Sounds good. Because there's actually something I didn't get to in my frenemies that I could have. Writing it down like a old-timey person.
Is that mostly because you're singing like Peter and the Wolf right now?
Yeah.
That was so good.
I used to love that as a kid.
I fucking loved Peter and the Wolf, and I think Disney maybe produced something where they did like an animated version that
I think
it was
so.
Right. It was silent, and it only went along with the music.
Like Fantasia-y?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
how fun.
It may have, and I could be mixing it with something else I learned. It may have even had like moments where the action would pause and they were like, and now the piccolo comes in, and to show you what the piccolo is, here's
I remember
a butterfly.
that. No, I remember that.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's that and Labyrinth and Hook and all of the feelings.
I could watch Labyrinth at any moment of any day. Labyrinth,
ever.
Princess Bride, I'll never get tired of. You know the old standards, the standbys.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
But I would also like to go ahead, Joel 2. I miss doing lashes specifically. Like, I really miss that drama. But once again, like, I cannot argue with the fact that I haven't been wearing makeup. I look so nice. I was telling Jen, dear listeners and watchers, and some of you are going to see this. And also, here's an incentive to go to our Instagram if you want to see what I'm talking about right now. If you want to, like, wallow in my vanity with me. I'm not vain about a lot of things, but my skin and generally my fingernails, although they are naked right now.
Your tapery, witchy fingernails.
Yes. Yeah.
I also wonder how I might like them if they made, like, big blonde ones. I might like that even more.
They
without
have to.
Putting.
That has to be a thing.
Right? And I don't think you would like that as much.
I don't think you would like that as much as you think, though.
You think I'd look like some albino
I think so.
hideaway?
Which is not, it's not,
Probably.
Okay, so I don't know if you ever remember the very first time you saw someone without eyebrows. I do. It was a lady that I was selling Girl Scout cookies to, and I just stared at her, and I was like, what is it about her face that's missing? And then I realized it was she literally didn't have eyebrows. They were shaved off or burned off or whatever. They were gone.
Right.
I think you would have a similar feeling if you had big blonde eyelashes. I think that you would be like, oh, what's this? What's happening? But maybe I'm wrong.
To be fair though, that is sort of a feeling that I seek. When we're discussing core desired feelings, that's one of them.
Working out the bugs and kinking up the kinks. Boop, boop, boop.
Hey! That's our new byline. I'm gonna make us a webpage that just has the old construction icon and then that in italics in quote marks, like an Italian deli.
Oh God, I love it. But like also Comic Sans, please.
Yeah! Oh my God, yes. With a little ticker in neon green for how many people.
Yeah, and the little Bob the Builder guy being like, ding,
yes!
ding, ding, ding,
You're there. You're there.
Oh, man.
One mind. One mind.
You know, I a friend of mine who I've known for like 12 years now, who has been my hairdresser in the past. When I first went to his salon, you know what lorem ipsum is? It's a it's a set of sample text.
Yes,
that's like
yes, it's the Latin that right.
So I did not know what that was, and I was making an appointment for him to do a haircut with me. And I remember I was like, I don't know if you know this, but your entire website is in Latin, and he didn't know what was happening either because he had farmed it out to somebody to do his web design, and he was like, well, that's not good. But that's what I think about when I think of websites under construction.
That's delightful. It's fucking delightful. Also, that should never be visible to a visitor. That should only be visible in the editing bay.
Yeah, I agree. This was, again, I'm going to say it was like 8 or 9 years ago, so...
Oh, sure, right.
A little more wiggle room for people who are trying to do their own shit, but still.
Fair.
I'm mortified anytime I publish something and I don't realize it's there. I'm like, oh, look at that. We weren't ready to go live with that.
More fuckalicious feelings.
Fuckalicious. Yeah. No, when that happens, I feel it in my teeth. When I realize that somebody, when you realize that all those people had seen your secret but not secret website. Like, that's what I felt for you. I felt a vibration inside my teeth, like in each one of my teeth, like in the very inside. It's like it is like that ice in my stomach, but like going all the way down, and then my teeth are like, nope. Like, have you ever, why was this a thing? Have you ever licked a battery? Like the square, what's the square one? 9 volts?
The 9 volts.
You're supposed to be able to tell if it still has any juice in it by touching your tongue to the 2 contact points. Why is that something I know? Why wouldn't I just get a battery tester? Thanks, Mom, probably.
Because you've already got one in your mouth.
Exactly.
And it's free.
But that taste, that if my teeth could feel that taste, that's what it is.
Oh my God. Yeah, thankfully I don't feel it in my teeth. But there's some absolutely giant slab of ice in my stomach that immediately just goes down my legs. It's awful.
Yeah. There's been a couple of times in my life where I'm like, am I peeing ice water? Is that what this feeling is? I lose control of my bladder and also
maybe
somehow...
I'm dying. That's got to be it. I'm dying.
Yeah. Yep.
So long, world. It was embarrassing.
Adios. Oh, hang on.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry. Well, you're going to be able to tell when that second one starts because there's just like a wall of sound on my audacity.
Sound. Yes, please.
No
oh my God, fucking delight. None.
I earned that one.
None needed. Apologies neither desired nor required.
We should maybe, whenever Georgia burps on MFM, they bleep it. They don't like cut it out. They're just like, boop. Because maybe people don't want me belching in their ear. Maybe there's people who would pay me to belch in their ear.
More ideas on ideas on ideas on ideas. Lillian, we gotta get this rolling.
How do I reach my people?
Store. OnlyFans, girl.
I need to know. I need to start hanging out on Reddit, I guess.
You would never sleep.
No, I never would.
You'd never sleep?
For myriad reasons.
You'd never shower.
Oh.
You'd never cook
I wouldn't shower unless someone was paying me to shower. Would you like to taste the flavor of my brain mashed potatoes today? Because I think they're veering towards garlic, I think is what.
Yes.
Flavor.
Garlic, a buttery garlic mash.
Catch the flavor, taste the rainbow.
Man, sliding doors moments, that's real good. I think especially for two people who have had a lot of fortunate spins on the wheel of fate as well. Like, that's kind of you and I have really ended up in very
Sure.
good places
Yeah, well, this
for
could
both of our
be
life paths.
like lucky moments or like winning moments or I mean decisions obviously like there's some big ones that are obvious, but any little things where yeah, I think you get it, right? You guys get it, right?
Yeah,
You get it?
you guys get it. I don't get it.
They
You
know.
guys
No,
get
you're
it.
good. You
They
got
know.
it. You done got it.
Oh my
Shoo,
gosh,
you
I'm
got
so
it.
ready. Shoo! Laws, yes! MOON, that spells win.
Tell you what.
Tell you what.
What?
Hooray.
Hooray.
Okay, so why don't you kick us off?
Well, I think the first thing that comes
Unless
to
you have a
mind.
question.
Question for the universe?
Oh, question for the universe? Question for us to then, like, extrapolate?
Oh, I don't know. What was a time where you felt like you made a really good hard decision? Let's start there. A decision. No, let's not even say really good. Let's just say a really hard decision.
Really hard decision.
Yep. A time when you were like, oh, fuck, what am I going to do? And then you made the decision.
That's a good question. The thing that immediately comes to mind would be moments where I stood up for myself.
Ooh, nice.
And that has always innately been a hard decision because I have been a pleaser my entire life.
Same.
And I would rather, an earlier iteration of me would have rather take the hit and keep the people around me happy.
No, I've eaten shit so many times where I'm like, it's not my fault, but if you guys will just calm down and start talking to each other, then I'll take the blame.
Yeah, right. And so I think the most difficult decisions that I ever made were to walk away from something that I loved that wasn't good for me.
Ah, wow.
And
that's hard. That's like the hardest.
That's like a little morsel to put it in, but I've had to do it in several different instances, and we talked about frenemies last week, and that certainly applies to like minimum 3 people. 3, 4, 5.
Sure.
A handful of beloved people who were beloved to me and really for myriad reasons just not good for me, either because it was just a mismatch or they were really unkind to me from jump. And that has always been a really, really tough decision. Like, letting my well-being come first is huge. And, like, the feeling is absolutely of skydiving. Like, oh, my God. And also knowing it's not just like, oh, this is a risk. I could lose this relationship. It's like, nope. If you do this, you're going to lose this relationship. And I've had to make that choice with several people several times.
Yep.
And it sucks every time, but I'll tell you, I don't regret any of them.
No. Me neither. I regret things that I've done where people have had to cut me off because I did something stupid. But no, all of those things, I mean, for me, it's almost better when it is a defining moment where you're like, let's have a conversation. Is this how you want to treat me forever? And the person's like, yeah, that's how I treat you. And then you're like, I don't want it anymore. And they're like, well, you suck. And you're like, no, but bye.
No.
Like that is so much better than just the growing of heart.
Oh,
to have that
absolutely.
final conversation, even if it's a blow up, even if it's not calm, like I said, even if it's like, fuck you, you're cool, bye.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's even better because how many times do we get to do that? To like go out in a blaze of glory?
Hopefully very few.
I don't know. I could use a couple extra. I don't want to burn bridges and stuff. But there
But
are a
if
couple
you
things.
do, you want it to be a righteous reason.
Yeah, man. This bitch needs to flip a table at least once. Come on. The thing that sticks out for me as like as far as decisions go, it was really probably moving to New York. Like when I was in college, I had a radio show with the college station, and I got a call not while I was on the air, but while I was broadcasting from...
What was your show called?
Oh, I don't think that it was just like morning drive time, and my DJ name was Jinx, I think I've mentioned.
Yes!
DJ Jinx. And I was not terribly good at it because I didn't know modern music. I like kind of played the same shit over and over, but it was endlessly fun. And like you couldn't take the CDs home and listen to them to see what else. So I would kind of look to see what was starred, and then I'd be like, oh, I think I've heard of SR-71. Let's play that song a bunch. Regardless, I think that I have always had a natural, public speaking. Like public speaking comes naturally. If what you're asking me to do is to talk about the 3 songs I just played, to talk about what I'm going to do next, which is to play a couple ads, and then to read the weather, and then maybe read a couple of like announcements for St. Augustine community crap, I'm your girl. Like, I am super good at that. You can hear the smile in my voice because I am generally happy when I'm doing things like that. And sure. Regardless, I got a call from a local radio station, and the guy was like, hey, I've been listening to you for a while. I want to offer you a full-time job as a DJ. Now, I didn't even get so far as to ask him what that would entail. And I knew it was a smaller station, so I'm sure that it wasn't going to be a whole lot. But if I had done that, that would have been an incredible stepping stone. Jacksonville was right there, and they had real big radio stations there. I could have been a DJ.
You could have been a Florida DJ.
I could have been a Florida DJ. But now that you're saying those things out loud,
I don't want that.
I would have been great at it.
Or do you really want it? You would have been fantastic.
But as I like to say, when people say you'd be a great mom, what I like to say is I'm really good at a lot of shit I don't want to do.
Sure. Super good at cleaning.
I'm not that.
And paying bills.
I mean, speak for yourself, but yes.
Oh, no, girl.
I'm really good at reading the weather. But no, my mom, I made the mistake of telling my mom, and then she fought with me about moving to New York. She was like, no, you need to stay there and do this. And I was like, no, absolutely not. No, I do not need to do that. And she was scared that I wasn't going to get a job in theater. And I got many jobs in theater, and none of them paid a whole lot. And I got a bunch of other jobs that were terrible. But but look at me now. I'm naked all the time, and my skin is great. I have wonderful friends, and I have a podcast. So,
ta-da!
But yeah, that was, so I mean, New York was big for me for a million different reasons. But the fact that it was not specifically like, what am I going to do? I graduated. That I had an opportunity waiting for me that I decided to chuck. It did make it harder. Especially in the 3 months following, where I was like, oh, cool, I have no job or friends.
Oh, my God. And you're just up in New York with your crazy dad?
Yep. Just hanging out on the Upper East Side in a dirty apartment where everybody in the building hates my grandma because her apartment smells so bad.
No.
Oh,
no. Apropos of almost nothing.
That's the best.
This will not surprise you in the least, but probably, when did you graduate? 01?
From college?
No. 2000?
2000 was college, yeah.
So right after that, basically, I became the announcer for my high school.
Like over the loudspeaker?
I was the intercom.
Oh my god, that's like head nerd. Yeah. You were top nerd.
I was, yeah.
You won. That's better than anything. Oh my god, that's way better than lettering and spelling. I got to tell you,
I had a delightful time.
That's so great. No, it's
Of course
so great.
I did. Mm-hmm. Of course I did, and I forget how the opportunity presented itself, but it did, and they were like, you probably want Jen Ponton to do this. And they were like, hey, Jen Ponton, do you want to do this? And I'm like, duh, I do.
Duh. How often did you guys have announcements? Was it just like morning
every
stuff?
Single day.
Morning stuff.
Every single day. So I'd park my car and I'd go into the front office and be like, what's up? And I'd sit down with the mic and be like, hey,
I love you more every time I talk to you.
Same. I also would give absolutely preferential treatment to my friends when it was their birthday, and I'd be like, what's up, Tammy? Everybody say hello to Tammy today. She is 17. Yeah, it was...
they just let you do whatever you wanted?
Mostly. I mean...
Well, when you're a good kid, you can get away with way more
I was a good kid. I was a maniac, but that was the end of...
Same
that
here.
was the end of my nefariousness.
Right. Right, a little mischief.
So I'm a big weirdo. Uh-huh. Yeah, right. Yeah, so I did that, and it was weird because even, like, tired, jaded, over it teens would be like, I really like when you do it early in the morning because it's really fun.
Oh my God.
And you wake me up. And I was like, cool, great, good.
Oh my God, you were
That's
famous.
My job. I should have gone down to Florida to have a morning drive time DJ duo with you.
That was, I mean, there's no reason why we can't do that right now.
In every possible reality, this is happening. Every single one. Pew, pew, pew.
900.1.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Shocking, not shocking.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I mean, I think it would be pretty amazingly surprising if I just started, like, DJing right now in Spanish. I think that would be pretty
I feel like you could.
I mean...
I feel like you could.
This feels like a lot of pressure right now. This was not... this was a New York thing that happened, and it actually also involved my husband. And this is not the first time I have ever done anything like that, but this was the first time that I was like, I'm tired of these assholes, and I'm not gonna stand idly by. Like, as long as I feel safe standing up to someone in New York. If I don't feel safe, sorry, everybody's on their own. I will call the cops if I think that someone's getting harassed or hurt. But I can tell pretty quickly in the moment whether I think I can handle myself. And it was late at night, and the PATH train, for those who don't know, the subway is the underground train that goes around in New York. And the PATH train goes from New York to New Jersey. So it's a separate whole thing. It smells distinctly like sneakers. I don't know why.
It does.
It's weird, like the updraft as you're walking down.
I think it's linoleum or something.
Maybe. I kind of miss that smell. I haven't smelled it in 2 months. But I also am not dying of COVID, so that's good too. So
there are benefits.
I late at night is the trash people train, and it gets packed, and people are drunk. And Don, my husband, and I were on this train, and this guy, I was not super drunk. I was sober enough to feel like I could have this interaction without having regrets about what I might or might not do. There were these two guys. It stops in Hoboken first, which is, people call it Broboken or Hobroken. It is baby bankers. It is frat boys and where frat boys go to die. It's my friend Kelly's joke. And it is so normcore that it's painful. It's like someone might actually call another person Bro Cephas at any moment with no irony. And people wait outside in lines to get into terrible bars because whatever. It's, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's no weirdness to it at all anymore. It's just,
it's all pretentious,
sucky, fratty fucks. So on this particular night, there were these two guys who I think were talking about going to, I think they maybe were going to Stevens, which is the college that's in Hoboken, and I think that they were talking about going to MIT. And this was the first thing that made me go oop oop, because the guy was like, "Yeah, man, I'm going to MIT because I like to fuck Asian girls," and I was like, "Oh, cool! There's a real piece of shit around here. I can smell it." And so I, like, my ears perked up, and I think I was reading Game of Thrones on my phone. Whatever. I was trying not to pay attention. And then they kept talking about that. And then he started making up lies about something that I knew was not true to his friend, who was like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, cool." And then they started pointing at every single person on the train, being like, "Drunk, not drunk. Oh, that girl's going to shit her pants. Oh, that girl's going to blow me and she's drunk." Like, just like saying something about every single person on the train. So Don gets a very, also righteous indignation. I could feel his tension. I walked right up on this guy who was standing, and I grabbed the bar over his head, and I literally looked at my phone and leaned the entire weight of my body on him. And he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" I just kept in his space because there's nowhere to go. Like, I stood up and leaned on him. There's nowhere to go unless he, like, scooted around me and sat in the seat that I gave up. All the way under the tunnel. All the way under the Hudson.
Oh my God, you badass.
And then, I don't remember what else happened, but they kept being shitheads, and Don joined in somehow. And then this fucker got in my way as I was trying to get off the train. Like, literally stood in my way. And I looked him in the eye, and I fucking tuned in Tokyo'd his nipples. I twisted them. I purple narpled him. And I shoved him out of my way. And after that, I was like, fuck the white boys.
Oh my God!
Fuck all your backwards baseball caps and your bullshit. Like, I am gonna...
Oh my shit.
You are going to be talking about the crazy fat girl who tweaked your nipples, or at least thinking about me.
That's right. And then you're going to whine about it, and then everyone else at the bar is going to be like, "You mean Lillian Bob? the hero of Hudson County?
You should get those nipples framed."
There's one time, I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it. And I was a kid. I was like 12 or 13. Mm-hmm. And I was at camp. I was at day camp with Brittany, and nobody liked me anywhere. No one liked me at school. Like, I feel like they didn't. I mean, no one liked me at school. Nobody liked me at camp. Camp was only fun because Brittany was there, and that was fine. But there was a boy picking on me. And pretty aggressively. And because camp was so wet hot and there was literally very little oversight.
We have a whole camp episode, you guys. So if you want to hear more about Jen's camp.
Oh my God, we do. That's a good, lots of good camp stories. So there was very little adult oversight. The counselors were, mostly just super cool teenagers and didn't really give a shit. So the kids could get away with a lot. It was very much action park, but camp. and I remember just my rage simmering and then bubbling and then boiling. And I was like, fuck this. And I stood up and I kicked this kid squarely in the nuts.
Yes! Oh my God.
And it dropped him.
Yes.
And I kept going.
Yay!
And honestly, I really hope I didn't I mean, it's not like the kid was it's not like the kid needed medical intervention at all.
I thought you were going to say it's not like the kid was using his nuts.
Well, he wasn't. But I mean, no, I saw that leveled him, and I'm like, cool, I'm gonna do this again.
Did you?
And again. And again. And yeah.
You can get paid for that too, just so you know.
I did.
That's amazing. I've never kicked anybody in the nuts.
I mean, I'm not proud of it. I don't feel
that's not
good
what it sounds like.
Oh, no, you should see the look on my face. It's very remorse. It's very regretful.
But what about the other times you did it?
Oh, no. It was just the ones with this kid.
Okay.
But I kicked him and kicked him and kicked him.
Oh, God.
Right.
Okay, I misunderstood. Right. Ooh, you're savage, girl.
I know. It was like, I don't know, something just opened up in me.
That's great. Did you get in trouble?
I mean, no!
Praise report!
Praise received! No, I didn't get in trouble.
For kicking him.
And
that's
I do very much hope that I did not truly injure this boy.
No, I understand. You didn't want him to hurt. You just wanted him to stop. You didn't want to hurt him.
I just wanted him to stop.
You didn't want to be a person who would hurt somebody.
No.
But also, shut your fucking hole, sir.
But also, shut the fuck up. I guess I stood up for myself then.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you for not getting in trouble, because that's the kind of thing that I would have done and then gotten in trouble for.
I absolutely would have if it weren't that camp. If it weren't that camp, I absolutely would have, because everything got blamed on me.
Oh, baby.
I was an undeserving scapegoat. My God. But yeah, no. And I also took out my rage during a very, very bad basketball season. I was playing basketball the year in 7th grade. And I was bad at it. I was terrible at it. I was terrible.
Shocked.
I know.
From your skills in pickleball, I would have thought basketball would have absolutely been your thing. I was a floor hockey girl myself.
I was terrible at basketball. I was terrible at all of them. I was terrible at all of them.
Same here.
To be honest.
No, the fact that you would single something out as being like the most worst. I don't sport.
It was. By far it was, though, because something about basketball gets me really mad. So I think it's that the ball is stolen from you.
Oh shit. That's mine.
I think it's
I'm using that thing.
If you take I think it's that either if you're dribbling or you're standing still and you've got it and you're pivoting and you're deciding what you want to do, someone at any point can smack it out of your fucking hands.
Yep, that's the rules.
No.
Lillian.
Lillian.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't tell you how many girls I hated that I elbowed right in the ribs. And what I would do was to keep them from getting the ball, I would hold it and I'd pivot and I would shake my elbows side to side.
Guerrilla warfare.
Essentially stabbing at these girls.
Yes, ma'am. This is my ball. And
I remember them being like, she can't do that. And I'm like, you can't bully me for 8 years. Which part of this is fair?
Oh, wouldn't that have been amazing if we had all just made gym class the place where people were scared of us? That would have been so fucking rad.
Oh my God, if I had actually been good at dodgeball.
Oh, I don't want to talk about dodgeball.
Pelting people with the kickball.
I have some unhappy moments about dodgeball. I don't want to talk about that at all.
Oh no, this is quickly becoming Grudgecast.
Grudgecast.
Grudgecast and Spidercast and Haircast and
Pelican cast. Please, let's not forget about the pelicans.
I still have pelican teeth open in my browser.
You better.
I will never shut it.
You know how people wear shark teeth?
Yes!
What if I just get you like a pelican jaw?
And I can wear it sort of like one of those bar necklaces?
Or a tiara.
I have never wanted anything more in my life. I'm gonna need you to make that for me.
Fucking manifest that shit. We're gonna do this. Writing it
Get
down
on eBay.
like an
Find
old person
pelican
with
jaws.
a pen. Pelican jaw tiara. Done and done.
You're gonna look at that list tomorrow and be like, "What the fuck did we do?"
Was I high?
Oh my god, so good.
My biggest sliding doors thing for the two entirely, where it was like, oh, something that wasn't just like butterfly effect kind of thing, that was like a tidal wave. One was choosing to go to my college, Flagler College. I was just talking to my friend Charlie about this. Like, I didn't have any guidance. I basically was like, oh, that place looks pretty and it's far away, and here is where I'm going to school. And I don't think that it prepared me to be a professional theater person, but
sure.
Can anything
It prepared you to be a weirdo on the beach with wonderful friends.
Yes. And it's not that there weren't people there who people knew what they were doing. It's just that I didn't have the shape of what New York auditions were. I didn't understand. I had the tool. I was a great actor. I was not a great auditioner or job seeker, which is a very different skill set. So, neither, though, did anyone tell me to take a class in that right away when I got up there. It doesn't matter. Friends, the best friends that could have ever hoped for from that. And then once I got to New York from going to Flagler College, like, the majestic, wonderful soulmate people that I met when I was there. I don't know. Was it worth $8,000 a year to get some of the best friends you'll ever have? Maybe. Sure.
Yeah, probably.
And to hang out with the biggest bugs imaginable for 4 years, just 4 years of giant.
By the way, small note from Spidercast, I find it difficult to believe that the only spider use story that you have for me is about your makeup bag.
No, I have more spider stories.
I need all of them.
I mean, we'll put a pin in that. Spider stories.
Pin in that.
Spider stories. I mean, a lot of mine are about the aftermath where spider bites were happening, but no, I got you. I got you, girl.
Yes, please.
My other one was when I first moved to New York and I started doing theater with Wow Cafe Theater with my friend Randy Skaggs. And then I did another show there. Those people, and I know that the friends that you make when you're making a big life change can be huge, but you know how hard it is to make friends up here.
Yeah.
It's that hard. It's so hard because people are already doing their own shit, especially if it's theater people, if it's actors, if it's entertainment industry at all. Because first of all, people are suspicious that you're trying to get in good with them so that you can get somewhere. There's tons of that, like the networking friends. And then there's just you not wanting to have to get pulled in a bunch of different directions. Like if you make another actor friend, then you've got to go to their fundraisers and give them shit. Like being friends with other performers is emotionally taxing, whether we like to admit it or not.
So I love this point that you're making about being an artist and having mostly artist friends, which when you're in a major performance hub like New York or Los Angeles, those are most of your friends. And I've never been able to say why it's hard. I just know that it is. But such a huge reason is because you are somehow, as a friend, both a constant collaborator, supporter, inspiration for, and then consumer of everyone's art and ideas.
Yes, and it depends on the art form, how much is expected of you. For example, I mean, in a lot of industries, we joke about passing around the same $50.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, there's a lot of energy that goes into having a friend group of all kinds of artists. And I think it's different too when it's people like burlesque, where everything is grassroots.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything.
Yep.
Everything is self-created, and so at least you know that everybody's all in it for all the right reasons, I think.
I don't know if that's a fair assessment, but I see where you're going. Not. I know what you mean.
It's not as vapid as acting.
Well, there's no big break. That's why.
You're right.
Like
right.
Stand-up comedy, there's that competition. Improv, there's that competition. What the hell are we competing for? Like, why are we snarky at each other? And stand-up comedy, to a certain extent, too, we're there to make the bar money.
Mm-hmm.
That's not, like, there's no Broadway of burlesque.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You're not going to get your big break, kid.
You're just going to get your tits out.
And that is thanks enough.
God bless us, everyone.
Blessed tits to you, Tiny Tim.
For me, I mean, forensics was a huge one.
Yeah.
Forensics was a huge one.
I like this story. I actually have thought about this a number of times because I assume that you are a musical theater person. And I now know that that's not really your bent. And I just wonder what would have happened if that had been where you wound up.
Right?
Not that it would have been better or worse, but just like how that would have informed your choices and if you would be a different kind of person.
I think I'd be less comfortable being myself.
Yeah, it sounds like you.
I think I'd buy into more bullshit.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. No thanks.
I could speak. We could do a whole episode on buying into bullshit.
Whoa. We sure could. I've bought so many bridges, girl. You know I have.
Same.
But, yeah, no. I mean, making that decision, that was definitely a sliding doors moment, for sure. It led me to everything.
That's so good.
It led me to finding my voice and my confidence and Gabby and some of the just the best, most formative friends I would go on to have. It helped me because if you were stuck in my podunk town, it was really easy to have just a pinprick view of what the world was.
Oh, yep.
Very easy. And because I was all over the state, because I was all over the state every single weekend, I was meeting all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds and demographics and bigger cities and shore towns, and I was getting a much more worldly experience doing that. And experiencing their talents and their minds,
Sure.
It's different. It's probably different. I can't speak to it with experience, but I would imagine it's different if you're on a sports team.
Yes.
You just go there and then you play a game. But with forensics, I mean, it was all very emotional and intellectual.
And you got to see so many people shine individually, which is very different from any team thing or theater, which is by its nature a team thing. Like this is it's burlesque. That's what it is. It's burlesque, but with your mouth. Wait, no, what? That's what appealed to me about burlesque, though, is because it was like I didn't have to rely on other people, and it was
burlesque is just naked forensics. wait, it's naked spelling.
Naked spelling. I'm just imagining all of the winners of last year's scripts, just like I'm like, come on, kids, we're gonna do burlesque now.
Oh my god, this is what you've actually been prepared for. Yeah, totally.
Anti-disestablishment asses.
Yeah, that was a big moment for me, and it came so early. I mean, I was only 14. I stumbled into it, but there it was, and I think it's made more of a difference in my life than almost anything.
That's so great.
It is great, and it's so weird that that's just been the case for most of my life now. Like,
I love it.
That was a choice I made as a child.
That's amazing.
But it's true. It's colored everything. It's colored it's informed every choice. It's molded me into the individual I am. It's given me some of the best memories of my entire life.
I
Best
love
friends.
it. We need to start a gift basket list because the lady who roped you into that definitely needs one.
Oh, I would send one to Jay. Yeah. So that was a big one. A college technically was.
Sure. Yeah.
Although I would say even more so than college was not choosing conservatory. It wasn't so much about choosing to go to Ramapo as it was about not choosing to not try out for Juilliard or to try out for the School of the Arts in Philadelphia. I really wanted to go to Juilliard. Let me tell you what. As a working actor, I know a lot of people who went to Juilliard, and I know a lot of people who have fucking PTSD from going to Juilliard. Very talented people. Very stable, talented people who that training was very it should be challenging, but it's not that it was challenging, it's that it was fucked up.
Yeah. Have you read Cameron Manheim's book?
No.
Oh, what? Okay. This will be for my recommendation. Cameron Manheim wrote a book called Wake Up, I'm Fat. And it was probably the first time that I ever heard anyone actually talk about fat acceptance. And I didn't remember. Oh, I remember. I got it because she won the Emmy. I'm going to say like 2001 or something like that. And my mom told me about it. She was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. She also wrote this book. She went to NYU. Which I wanted to go to Tisch. I had a professor who had gone to Tisch. I wanted to be in New York eventually anyway, and if I had done that, I would have failed out of it. I would have failed. Like, emotionally, I wasn't ready to handle it. Money-wise, my mom wasn't giving me any extra money, so I would have not had him. And I just wouldn't have gone. I would have stayed up until o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Being in New York at 17.
Right. Absolutely.
That's a bad idea.
Real bad idea. Real bad. Yes.
Because that's what I did when I moved up here at 21. I was like,
sure.
Guess I don't need to sleep ever again.
That times 4. And another big one was a workshop that I went to 10 years ago. 10 years ago. A free workshop I went to with at the time a business coach who basically, like, the way that I had been approaching my career was like, I didn't really know what I wanted. Basically, I had the only dream that I was going on was like, I want to be a hoofer. And all that it meant to me was like, yeah, I'm on stage sometimes when I'm eating cat food, and that's fine. And then
that was what I was like, I'm a character actor. I'm going to solidly lean into character actor. I'm going to be like the ugly stepsister in Cinderella. I'm going to be all those things. And then I was like, oh, fuck, I'm not even making those things.
Right. And then, like, there were some moments where I was like, all right, well, but wait, what would real success, like, if I were to blue sky success, what would that look like for me? And I was like, oh, maybe I'd have my own sitcom. Nice. And so my brain sort of charted this imaginary map that went from eating cat food and performing, like, off Broadway to having a series. And it was circuitous. It looked like a children's treasure map. And basically it created all of these little tiny minute steps that were, that like had to happen before that did. And basically in my time with her, with this coach, she was like, I don't think you have to jump through all of these hoops to get what you want. If you want your own series, why don't you just start focusing on TV? And I was like,
yeah. But that's why we hire coaches. That's why you're good at what you're at when you coach people too.
1000%.
Because you have a very different perspective. That's why we have therapists. Like, you can't look at your own fucking life. You can't proofread your own work.
Right. You have to get some perspective. And that's all it took. Within a month, Lillian, I booked 30 Rock. A month after that.
I love it. By the way, I want you to know, and I think I've told you about this before, and I've got to fucking stop saying that because who cares? I am happy to repeat myself over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
Praise report. And over again.
I swear to God, when you were on 30 Rock and you were like telling us about it, and then like I got on your email list and all the stuff, I swear to God, I thought that I had walked in. I thought you were already famous. I thought that you were like, been doing this. This is how you came off. I just want you to know this. You came off as like so fucking cool and collected and so together. And like you were excited, but you weren't being an asshole about it. And you were like, you weren't being a shitty name dropper, even though you absolutely could have been. And it felt to me like you were such a fucking pro right out of the gate that if you had told me that you'd been a child actor, I would have believed you.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Thank you.
You're amazing, and I love you.
I love you
there
too.
You go. What a fun episode. This was fun.
It
was kind of empowering. There wasn't a whole lot of herk.
No, not too much herk. That's okay.
It was alarming.
Last week was all herk. So I think this is fine.
It was alarmingly low on spiders.
There we go. For now.
You look out.
Hey, guess what, Lillian? We have a Patreon now. Did you know?
I hadn't heard. Tell me more.
Well, yes, if you go to patreon.com/allthefucks, you can find a few different tiers at which you can support us and get extra goodies at each tier.
Ooh, if there's two things I like, it's tiers and goodies.
I thought the same thing. So come on and be an official patron fuck buddy. Mm-hmm. We're so happy to have your support and your ears, and thanks for letting us hug them over and over and over.
Absolutement. And also, if you, we're gonna set up a Venmo real soon. So if you are not interested in if commitment is a problem for you, which I understand, samesies. I feel like I want to join Ipsy, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do that every month. You can just throw a couple bucks our way so that we can make Jen that sweet, sweet pelican jaw tiara that she needs.
Yes, please. Oh my God, you guys, I need it so badly.
Lillian goes to Google how much a pelican jaw goes for on the black market. Can you imagine me trying to figure out the dark web? No, I don't.
Dude, I know you've got a guy down in Florida.
Well, I got two people.
I know you've got a guy.
I got two bone people right now. I got two people I could call to get me some bones.
People. Oh, I feel like there's more than that.
I don't trust those other ones. I got two people I trust to get me some bones.
This has been Bayonecast.
She's in Bayonne!
Shut the fuck up, for real? Yes.
Fuck. All right.
Close us out with some Peter and the Wolf, my dear.
That was the hustle.
I know it was.
What if it was a piccolo doing the hustle?
It's been all the fucks.
Every last fuck.
Every last fuck.
Night-night, termites.
Oh.